And so, for some weird reason, he kind of just became a bit more romantic. He started saying nice things, calling me, checking up on me for no reason. And so somehow, along the line, all that continued. And even though I told them yesterday, he proposed in the most unromantic, I've never heard any proposal more unromantic in my entire life. And I'm yet to find any that will beat it. And so we became friends. Remember, I'm coming from Mr. Romantic, planned dinner, everything, engagement ring, surprise, all these kind of things, to someone who just turns to me in the middle of a conversation and says, so how does August sound in your spirit? And I said, what's that? Is that a proposal? He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll marry you in August. And as shocked as we all are, he married me in August. So one of the things I found out about God is that if you look very closely at the scriptures, God can guide your life, right? And that's really what I'm saying to you. The same way God intercepted me in marriage is the way he intercepted this woman at the well. And single girls, I can give you a few tips. Let me help some single girls here this morning. I can give you a few tips from that story on how to choose the right person to marry. The first thing I noticed about that woman was that she was at the well. Be available. You want to get married, be available. I don't know how you're on social media, you want to get married and your page is private. You need to be seen. The second thing I noticed is that she could talk to Jesus. You must marry someone that you're friends with, someone you can talk to, and someone that, inspires intelligent conversation in you. So this woman was having conversations with Jesus, and they were going back and forth. How can you, a Jew, talk to a Samaritan? And he was saying, oh, if you knew who was talking to you, you would ask him for water. And she was like, but you don't have anything to get water with. So are you saying you're better than Jacob? And Jesus could test her. She was smart. It wasn't just about her looks. She was smart. There was something about this woman. And another thing I noticed is that when you want to choose a husband, he must be offering you something that is better than what you currently have. The Bible says two are better than one, for they have a good reward for their labor. If he's going to make you worse, then there's no point joining your life with his. Jesus said, I will give you living water. So you don't need to come back here again. I'm going to fix every problem that you have. That's the kind of man to live with. Another thing I noticed is that not every man brings out the best in you. This woman had been with 5 men. She was on her 6th. Listen, it was when she met Jesus that she realized she was an evangelist. He saw beyond everything else. He looked beyond just taking from her to bringing out what was already inside of her. So if you're going to choose someone, make sure that he's a groomsman. A man who is ready to cultivate you and bring out the best in you. I always tell women, don't marry a man who lets you fly. Marry a man who helps you fly. It's so important. Another thing I noticed was that Jesus was invested in her conversation. He wasn't too busy to pick her calls. I'll let that one sink in.